Hello everybody, Colorado Donkey Watch here. Just wanted to take a minute and go over a recent incident in Boulder County. Boulder County Sheriff's Officers James O'Brien and Adam Lunn have been served a warrant for arrest on the charges of manslaughter. The warrant was issued and affirmed by the court. The facts sufficient to establish probable cause. Looks like their bail is set at $25,000. So what they did is appointed Detective Sergeant Sean Harper, a duly sworn commissioned officer for the City of Longmont, County of Boulder, State of Colorado, and he has found that James O'Brien and Adam Lunn did commit the crime of manslaughter, as contrary to CRS Section 18-3-104, Section 1, Subsection A, as amended. The reasons I believe this to be true is as follows. On September 11th, 2018, Sheriff Pell requested Boulder County Critical Incident Team, BCIT, take over an investigation involving Demetrius Shankling, date of birth September 9th, 1995. Overview. On September 9th, 2018, at approximately 2:20 a.m., two Boulder Police Department officers initiated a pedestrian contact near the intersection of 9th and Canyon Boulevard in the city and county of Boulder and state of Colorado. Boulder police officers Jose Maldonado and Aaron Wise made contact with Shankling and three other subjects and found Shankling was intoxicated. Officers on scene determined Shankling was likely a danger to himself or others due to his level of intoxication. Boulder County Sheriff Deputies James O'Brien and Adam Lunn were working an extra duty shift during transports to the Addiction Recovery Center, ARC. Due to back-to-school activities at CU Boulder, they responded to this incident with a transport van at approximately 2:34 a.m. Shankling was taken into custody and handcuffed behind his back. Shankling was cooperative but agnostic toward the responding officers. Deputies O'Brien and Lunn attempted to get Shankling into the transport van. However, Shankling resisted getting into the van, so Deputies O'Brien and Lunn physically placed him into the van and forced the van door closed, per body camera video and the transport van surveillance video. Shankling was placed in the van on his stomach, where he remained for 16 minutes 2 seconds. This was the length of time it took for the Boulder police officers to complete the ARC hold document and for the deputies to drive to the ARC. During the 16-minute 2 seconds, Shankling made little to no purposeful movement. Deputy O'Brien attempted to check on Shankling through the barrier of the transport van prior to leaving the ARC, but Shankling did not respond. Deputy O'Brien continued to monitor Shankling on the video in the cab of the transport van during the transport. Shankling was transported to the ARC at 3180 Airport Road in the city and county of Boulder and state of Colorado at approximately 2:46 a.m. Upon arrival at the ARC at approximately 2:56 a.m., the deputies discovered Shankling was unconscious and no longer breathing when they tried to retrieve him from the vehicle. Deputies requested an ambulance respond and CPR was started. Shankling was transported to Boulder Community Hospital, where he was monitored in the intensive care unit. Shankling's blood alcohol content was checked at Boulder Community Hospital upon his initial arrival and was found to be at 0.352 milligrams per 100 milliliters of blood. On September 12th, Shankling was transferred to Swedish Medical Center located at 501 East Hampton Avenue in the city of Inglewood, where he remained on life support until his death at 3:42 p.m. October 6th, 2018, 27 days after becoming unresponsive during the transport to ARC. The following is the account of Deputies O'Brien and Lunn placing Shankling into the transport van. At approximately 2:34 a.m., Deputies O'Brien and Lunn arrive at the area of 9th and Canyon in the city and county of Boulder, state of Colorado, to take into custody and transport Shankling to the ARC. The transport van driven by deputies has 3 rear prisoner compartments. The compartment on the driver's side, behind the driver's seat, is 7.880 feet long. There are 2 prisoner compartments on the passenger side of the van, behind the passenger seat. The passenger side prisoner compartment, which is accessible from the back door of the van, the one Shankling was placed in, is 4.748 feet long. The measurements of the other front passenger side prisoner compartment were not taken and are not relevant in this case, but that compartment is in the smallest of the 3 compartments. All prisoner compartments have a bench seat and seatbelts, and surveillance cameras for monitoring. Refer to the photo on the next page. So here we see the van that he was put on into. He was laid face down into the right hand side here. Sorry, it's a little blurry there, but you can see that the bench on the right side, he was put onto the floor and not seat belted in any way. Shortly after the arrival at 9th and Canyon, Deputies O'Brien and Lunn placed Shankling in handcuffs behind his back. Shankling was verbally anagnostic with Deputies O'Brien and Lunn as they escorted him towards the rear of the transport van. Shankling was passively resisting the deputies, so they had to carry at least a portion of his body weight as they walked toward the van. Deputy O'Brien was holding Shankling's right arm, while Deputy Lunn was holding his left. When they arrived at the rear of the van, Deputy O'Brien opened both rear doors, as well as the interior compartment door to the rear passenger side prisoner compartment. While at the back of the van, Deputies O'Brien and Lunn spent more than 1 minute attempting to coax Shankling to the seat in the prisoner compartment. Shankling remained verbally anagnostic toward the deputies during this time and did not step into the van. The deputies then laid Shankling face down in the rear prisoner compartment and slid him head first into the van on his stomach and forced the door closed. It should be noted again that the passenger side rear prisoner compartment of the transport van is 4.748 feet from the front to the back, and Shankling is 6 feet tall. In order to close the door, Shankling's leg had to be lifted off the floor of the prisoner compartment to make him fit and close the door. Both deputies had to exert physical force by lifting Shankling's legs and pressing the compartment door to get it shut. As they were forced the door closed, Shankling's left leg wedged against the inside of the door. Surveillance video reveals at no point did Deputy O'Brien and Lunn attempt to lift Shankling onto the bench seat inside the prisoner compartment, which would have afforded them the ability to seatbelt him in an upright position. Upon camera review, your affiant did not observe the deputies' attempt to turn Shankling onto his side for the transport. After the prisoner compartment was being secured, your affiant can hear comments from the deputies, such as "Adios, muchacho," "Hasta la vista," and another satisfied customer.
This is a tragedy for this young man. It's a tragedy for his family. It's absolutely a tragedy for these deputies and their families.
Sheriff Joe Pelly says he called for an investigation after seeing the deputies' body cam footage. He says deputies obviously broke protocol.
They do receive specific training in regard to positional asphyxia.
So that was something that the deputies should not have done, obviously.
Correct.
Pelly says both deputies have never had any problems before.
These deputies are good guys. They didn't intend any harm.
But that's little consolation for Shankling's family.
They are devastated by Demetrius's loss. What they want is justice.